Hello and welcome. My name is Balai. We will see today about proposal and our research methodologies. In the previous many videos, we have discussed different issues regarding with a research topic. We have defined a research. We have seen types of research. We have seen how can we identify a research problem or research title. We have seen how can we design a research problem. We have seen what is a research gap. We have seen as a research objective, significance of the research, specific objective of the research. We have seen also the hypothesis. We have seen under chapter 2 a literature review. We have seen what was or what is literature review, theoretical literature review, empirical literature review, conceptual framework, and the like. And also we have seen methodologies of the research or research methodologies. Today we are going to see research proposal. A research proposal is a plan that leads us, or the plan we are going to conduct, or it is a procedure that allows us to conduct our research for the coming research or a main research that we are going to undertake. All research numbers in every academic in the professional fields are preceded by a research proposal. To undertake research, you have to have first a plan. That plan is known as a research proposal. Otherwise, if there is no the ways or there is no plan, it is not possible to conduct research. That is why research proposal is needed. It informs your academic supervisor or potential provider of a research contract of your conceptualization of a total research process. Yet that you propose to undertake and examine its suitabilities and validities. In any academic field, your research proposal will go through a number of committees for approval. Unless it is approved, you will not be able to start your research. Hence, it is important for you to study closely what constitutes a research proposal. If a research proposal is approved, that you go for a main research. Otherwise, you will be stuck over there. So you have to know what is a research proposal and how can we prepare a research proposal before undertaking main research. That's why you need to know it. Certain requirements for a research proposal may vary from university to university, within a university, from discipline to discipline, but what is outlined here will satisfy most requirements. A research proposal, the way you go is different from the university, from university to university, or from institution to institution, and it is different from discipline to discipline. For example, from social science perspective and natural science perspective, it is different. You should therefore be selective regarding what is needed in your situation. A research proposal is an overall plan, scheme, structure, and a strategy designed to obtain answers to those research questions or problems that constitute your research projects. Importance of a research proposal is it should outline the various tasks you plan to undertake to fulfill your research objective, test hypotheses, or obtain answers to your research questions. It should also state your reasons for undertaking the study. Broadly, a research proposal's main function is to detail the operational plan for obtaining answers to your research questions. In doing so, it reassures the readers of a validity of methodology for obtaining answers to your research question accurately and objectively. In order to achieve this function, a research proposal must tell your research supervisor and reviews the following information about your studies. That is, what you are proposing to do, your plan, you can explain into your plan. How you plan to proceed, how you got for the next, why you selected the proposed strategy. You have to state the rationality behind why you use these proposed strategies. Contents of a research proposal. A research proposal should contain the following information about your studies. An introduction including brief literature reviews, theoretical framework that underpins your studies, conceptual framework which constitutes the basis of your studies, objective for research question of your studies, hypothesis to be tested if applicable, study design that you are proposing to adopt, setting for your studies, a research instrument or tool that you are going to use, you are planning to use, and the like. This is the contents of the research proposal that you have to include. Sampling design and the sampling size that you are going to use, ethical issues involved and how you propose to deal with them, data processing procedure, proposed chapter of the report's problems and the limitation of the studies, proposed time frame for the projects, and the like is included. All of this we have discussed in the previous many of our videos, so you can observe from it. What is data, so what is the ethical issue, what's sampling design and the sampling size. Also we have seen problem and the limitation of the study, what kinds of problem is considered a research problem, and also what is the limitation of the studies, how can we identify the limitation of the study, and the like have been discussed before, so you can get from that. Under the research proposal, simply you are going to see the contents, what you have to include in research proposal. Universities and other institutions may have different requirements regarding the style and the contents of a research proposal. Requirements may also vary within an institution from discipline to discipline or from supervisor to supervisor. The guidelines set out in this chapter therefore provide a framework within which a research proposal should be written. Your proposal should follow the suggested guidelines and be written in academic style. We have seen how you write citation and so on. It must contain appropriate references in the body of the text and the bibliography at the end. It should contain everything. Your survey of the relevant literature should cover a major publication on the topic. You have to see this area about literature. In the previous video we have seen how to write a good literature. The theoretical frame for your study must emerge from this literature review and must have it grounded in empirical evidence. Preamble or introduction. The proposal should start with an introduction to include some of the information listed below. Remember that some of the content suggested in this section may not be relevant to certain studies, so use your discretion in selecting only what is pertained or belong to your studies, otherwise it is irrelevant. Here, the literature review is of central importance as it serves the two main functions. It acquaints you with available literature in the area of your studies, thereby broadening your knowledge base. It provides you with information on methods and the procedure other people have used in similar situations, and that tells you what works and what does not. You can get this one from literature reviews, the objective of literature. We have seen under the objective of literature review. Why literature review is needed for one researcher? This is the main advantage of literature review. So you have to refer videos of a literature review. But under proposal, you'll use it as such. The type, extent, quality of literature reviews are mostly dependent upon the academic level for which you are writing the proposal. The content of this section may also vary greatly according to the subject area under the study. Start with very broad perspective of the main subject area before gradually narrowing the focus to central problem under investigation. You have to first study the broad areas, and then you will come with the main point of your research topic or research problem. In doing so, cover the following aspect of your studies area. An overview of the main area under study, historical perspective, that is developments, growth, and the like, pertain to the study area or belong to the study area. Philosophical or ideological issue relating to the topic. Trends in terms of prevalence, if appropriate. Major theories, if any. The main issues, problems, advances in the subject area under the study. Important theoretical and practical issue relating to the central problem under the study. The main findings relating to the core issues. Example, suppose that you are conducting a study to investigate the impact of immigration on the family. The preamble or introduction should include a brief description of the following: the origin of the migratory movements in the world, general theories developed to explain the migratory behavior, the reason of the migration, the current trends in migration, national and state, the impact of immigration on family roles and relationship, example, on husband and a wife, on children and parent ages, occupational mobilities, and the like. Suppose that you plan to study the relationship between academic achievement and the social environment. The preamble would include the following: the role of education in our society, major challenges in philosophy of education over the time, factor affecting the attitude towards the education, the development of the education in any country or in country you have studied, trends in education participation rates, and country with particular reference to the region in which the study is being carried out. Changing educational values, the role of parents and peers in academic achievement, the impact of social environment on academic achievements, and the like. The problem, having provided the broad introduction to the study area under study now, focus on issue relating to its central theme. Identify some of the gaps in the existing body of knowledge, identify some of the main unanswered questions. Here, some of the main research questions that you would like to answer through your study should also be raised, and rationale for each should be provided. Knowledge gained from the other studies in the literature about the issue you are proposing to investigate should be an integral part of this section. Specifically, this section should identify the issues that are the base of your studies, specify the various aspects of or perspective on those issues, identify the main gaps in the existing body of knowledge, raise some of the main research questions that you want to answer through your studies, and identify what knowledge is available concerning your questions, specifying the difference of the opinion in literature regarding these questions if different existence. Develop a rationale for your studies with particular reference to how your study will fill the identified gap. That's why you read and identify the existing literature first. Then you identify the gap. On that gap that you are going to undertake your research. Example. A possible point which should be outlined under the section entitled The Problem from example 1 above are as under: what settlement process does a family go through after immigration? What adjustment do immigrants have to make? What types of change can occur in family member attitude? What is the possible impact of settlement on family roles and relationship? In terms of impact, what specification do you want to answer through the study? What does literature say about these questions? The like is stated. What are the different viewpoints on these issues? What are your own ideas about these questions? What do you think will be the relevancy of the findings of your study to existing body of knowledge and to your professions? How will the findings add to the body of knowledge and be useful to professionals in your fields and the like? Example 1. Possible point which should be outlined under section entitled The Problem from example 2 above here under. What theory have been developed to explain the relationship between academic achievements and the social environment? These are drop theories. What is the relationship between education achievement and the social environment? What theoretical model will be the base of your studies? What do previous theories in the research have to say regarding the component of the theoretical model and the academic achievement? For example, the relationship between academic achievements and the self-esteem and the aspirations, motivation of the students, peer group influences, parental involvement and the relationship with their socioeconomic status, the motivation and the interest of the studies in the subjects, employment perspective, relationship with teacher, and the like. The other component is the objective of the studies. In here, explain both your studies main and specific, that is, specific objectives. See under chapter 2 or our previous videos. Your main objective indicates the central thrusts of your studies, whereas the sub-objective or specific objective identifies the specific issues you propose to examine. Example 1. From example 1 above, the main objective could be to ascertain the impact of immigration on the families. The sub-objective or specific objective could be to determine the impact of immigration on husband or wife roles as perceived by immigrants. This is how you can design your research objective. That is, a research objective consists of general objective and a specific objective. For all of this, we have done different videos in the previous, so directly you can get from my YouTube. But as example, we can put a research proposal like this. For detail, you can get from the previous. To find out the impact of immigration on marital relations, to ascertain perceived changes in parental expectations of children's academic and professional achievements, to determine perceived changes of attitude toward the marriage in the study population. This is how you can design a specific your research objectives. Example 2 from explained 2 above, the main objective could be to examine the relationship between the academic achievement and the social environment. This is the main objective. And the subject objective, the specific objective could be to find out the relation, if any, between self-esteem and the student's academic achievement at school, to ascertain the association between the parental or relation between parental involvement in student's studies and his or her academic achievement at school, to examine the links between the studies peer group and academic achievement, to explore the relation between academic achievements and the attitude of a student toward teacher.